Shanti. Experiment on yourself and others with your mind, with the power of yoga. Do service with your mind and words at the same time. According to the time now, do service with your mind and words at the same time. However, it is easy to serve with your words, but serving with your mind is a matter of paying attention. Therefore, constantly have thoughts of good wishes and pure feelings for everyone in your mind. Let there be the newness of sweetness, contentment, and easiness in your words, and you will easily continue to achieve success in the service you do. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. So just now we saw some of the glimpse that Brijmon Baiji's body has been brought to History Hall. It was kept there yesterday whole day, and today it will be taken to all the pilgrimages, all the campus, and then they will bring by 2 p.m. in conference hall in Shantivan. And then there will be a cremation at 4 p.m. in Muktidham. So yes, you'll be able to see through internet, YouTube, online, and be part of it. So of course, our dear Bhai Sahib has become angel, but he's always with us. So now today is day 12. Experiment on yourself and others with your mind, with the power of yoga. Today's topic: do service with your mind and words at the same time. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Our life should be such that every word, every action we do brings some kind of quality in others, inspire them, gives them courage, enthusiasm, love for Baba, whatever. And that service is really not through words, it's through your mind. Of course, words we enjoy to write. Some people talk, internally you feel happy about after listening. Every words people speak have different experiences, right? So today Baba is saying, do service with your mind and words at the same time. Why I'm speaking slowly, we think about it. According to the time, Baba says, now do service with your mind and also words at the same time. Baba says, but serving with your mind is the matter of having attention. However, constantly have thoughts of good wishes and pure feelings. It's very interesting. It's just the habit now. We create this kind of habit. So good wishes and good feelings in your mind, let there be the newness of sweetness, contentment, and here it says easiness in your words. And you will easily continue to achieve success in the service you do. Some of the things, there are two things in life. One is we do things with awareness, or we do things with the habit. And they say 80% people act based on their habit. I don't want to say, but it just came out. I never wanted to think this way, but what to do? Habit. Right? And some are those who are awareness, simriti. They keep reminding themselves what I have to say, how I have to say, what Papa is teaching us. So habits are, they deceive you. Habits can always deceive you. Awareness at confluence says, I am a Brahmin, I am Baba's child, I am an angel, like this. We have those thoughts. So then we don't act as only as a habit. So this is what Baba is saying, that for thoughts you need attention. Words we naturally and automatically think. Right. So now it's interesting. Today we will pay attention and see how our thoughts and words are together. Right. Om Shanti.
Dear, 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 divine Mohini Didi. I am not Eric. He unfortunately, I heard, could not be here today.
I
And I
thought
know
that there were 3 times there. Now there are 4
it is
times.
4. Yeah, I'm improving. I feel that you should get 4. Yes, I heard he could not be with us today. And I know how much everyone enjoys the interview with him. So I do not have a jasmine plant, but I do have this for you.
Oh, wow.
That's you.
Thank you.
So, the last few days, I have been very moved about how unique this family is. You know, the way that there's the honoring of Brij Mohan Baiji. But what really touched me was when you shared that the decision had been made to continue with the global summit. And I know there was practical reasons that so much had been set in motion and etc. But the reason it touched me is that others from the outside might think, wow, you've got this major event, a pillar of the yagya has just transitioned, and yet you're continuing with this other event rather than just focusing. And the reason it touched me, though, was that I was feeling it was such an honoring of Brij Mohan Baiji to continue with the Global Summit because of how committed and dedicated he was to Baba's task. It just seems perfect, actually, that he's very, very present at the summit as well. So this has really moved me about how unique the family is. I don't know how Madhuban is doing all of this because I know there's Peace of Mind Retreat. I know there's a lot, but it is a wonderful, wonderful family. So incredible experience there. Speaking of uniqueness, my first question is a very general one. There are many organizations and paths that look at the power of the mind and talk about positive thinking. One way I feel about what Baba's teaching is actually pure thinking. Is there a difference between positive thinking and pure thinking?
Part of thinking.
Positive.
Hmm?
Positive and
Hmm. You know, yes, first let me tell you, yesterday in the morning when session finished, and I was coming out at Kamarli, so we start some or other Bridgeman Bhai's reference came that I don't know if you remember that he used to have in Delhi a global program, right?
I
And
was
so
thinking that.
he will work with double foreigners, and we all had been part of that. So I was telling them, because sometimes they say, but there are no foreigners.
Yeah.
So we having peace of mind upstairs in Gyan Sarovar. So I said, the way Bridgeman Bhai used to do, they will plan together, they will, what will appeal to educated people, what will appeal to those who have less of education, and everyone should be able to take maximum. So as you are saying that he was always connected with service. So same happened yesterday, that we were thinking about way he used to work. And he was very close with double foreigners, with the whole global family. I think we had started something once in a month to ask him questions, right? On Zoom. Once in a month he will come, and so a lot of people are missing that also.
Didi, it's funny you mention that because I wasn't one who was involved in many projects, but that was the one project because he was so focused that this global event in Delhi should really have the fragrance of a global feeling. He would have the double foreigners involved in every aspect, including the designing of the flyer. So for the 2 years, I got to be involved in the designing of the flyer because he was so intent. You know, he really wanted to reveal Baba as the father of all souls. So it was very, very beautiful. I loved those programs. So back to pure and positive thinking. I feel Baba is making us pure thinkers, not just positive ones.
Yeah, because the purity of mind, one is just to be positive, like having hope, having courage, all that is positive. But there is completely different energy when there is purity, like soul consciousness, or sometimes just looking at the souls in their original stage. Now, that's not really only elevated thought, but it's very divine and pure thought. So there is definitely the difference. Right?
So connected to kind of getting a bigger idea, this month is so focused on the mind. And again, there's many organizations that look at the power of the mind, but really looking at what is unique in Baba's approach. I'm just curious to know where the intellect gets involved in all of this, so that it becomes something I felt in Brishmahan Baiji a lot, very natural. So is the intellect also important when we're talking about the power of the mind?
Yeah, definitely, because uh, creativity of intellect is different than creativity of mind. Even both are like thinking, intellect thinks, mind thinks, but the quality, what mind thinks is also like creative. But when intellect thinks, that creativity is little bit different. And sometimes we say, oh, my mind is thinking that. And sometimes we say, my intellect is saying this. So I think we can discriminate what is the difference between what mind thinks or what intellect thinks. At this time, what you think? Is your mind thinking or intellect?
Well, I'm going to give an example of why maybe I'm asking this. That in movement, there's two approaches to movement. One, let's say we asked everyone now in Avyakti Parivar to just sit properly. Sit properly. And everyone does whatever they feel it is to sit properly. And it's wonderful. But in movement, there's something deeper where we look at the alignment of the body. It's very deep and it's based on truth. So I'm going to now not just arrange my limbs a certain way, but go very deep and look at my alignment in order to sit properly. So alignment before I move. And I'm just wondering, in Baba's world, I think sometimes the intellect is like an adult to the child of the mind. Whatever my intellect has accepted might impact how I'm able to guide my mind. So I do wonder, because Baba says thoughts in the intellect versus thoughts in the mind, exactly what you're talking about. And I do wonder if it's more deep and more natural if something is realized in the intellect, is it different in how it can guide the mind?
Yeah, because intellect has to have reasoning and analyze what is right. The power to discern is more in the intellect. Like you go for shopping and you say, well, this is something very reasonable on sale. Let me buy. And intellect might say, you don't have to do that because at the right time you will get what you want. So they have a completely different thinking.
Right, right. And what about faith in the intellect? Does that affect the power of the mind?
I think that one is faith, other is trust. So intellect has faith. We listen to knowledge, faith in Baba. But mind has trust. I rarely trust Baba. So why should I worry? If you are worrying, you have concerns, that means you don't really allow your intellect or your trust. So trust is also very important. And trust is different than faith.
That's beautiful. Another thing that's very popular in the world is something called mindfulness. So as Didi disappears for a moment, what is filling my mind? What kind of thoughts are coming into my mind? And what feelings is it creating? So the question I was going to ask has to do with the exploration of habits that Didi was referencing at the end of her sharing just now. And this idea of being able to change the habits by Baba says, paying attention, or we might say being very mindful. Now, what mindfulness means for other people, I'm not sure. But here we're talking so much about what is filling the mind. So I was just saying, Didi, in terms of changing those habit, the paying attention. I've noticed with you, I've noticed in the video Brishma Baiji, I've noticed in all the videos that these beautiful instruments talk about mind and words. Their words are very mindful. There's a lot of care in their words. It's natural. Um, do we need to slow down in order for our mind and words to be as Baba's suggesting in this signal? Are we just too fast, reactive, not breaking habits? Do we need to slow down?
It's more like introversion. Because when you are more deep in, then when you are speaking, you are it's like you have processed it in a very natural way. Because, when we were young, we were told that God has kept the tongue in the prison, and that prison is of our teeth. There are 40 teeth, and God left the tongue there so that before you speak, you think. And Dari Janki says, think even before you think.
Yeah.
So that is kind of depth, and that somewhere you are not only good intellect, but also what we call power to discern or vivek, conscience. What is my conscience here? And lot of our thinking and words are connected with conscience. And then if conscience is very pure and clean, then your thinking and words will also be very pure, very clean. So there is like little bit meeting or dialogue or conversation between our mind and intellect.
Yeah. Yeah. You talked a lot about attitude, I think in the Hindi class, about attitude and shaping the atmosphere, which again made me feel there's something quite deep, and you connected it to awareness. Because I feel someone could just pay attention to the words I'm speaking, the thoughts in the mind. It may not necessarily, it will be useful, but may not necessarily be deep enough or sincere enough to change the atmosphere. How to make sure I'm not just going at this again in kind of a laborious way, but it very naturally is changing the atmosphere because it's deep.
Because let's say if there is confusion and you keep your mind very clear, very focused. So what you're vibrating is that quality. So actually it is more like our third subject of inculcation of virtues. And if you pay attention to that, then what you are giving and creating will always have some good qualities. So those good qualities, others are touched, they love it, they take it, and some start using it also. Right? So that is how we have to be kindful, as you're saying very nicely, mindful. So mindful is person who say things not as reaction, but doesn't matter what other person say, but I have to sow the seed. I have to do this, not I have to. You said it, so I said. You said, but that's not the good way, because you are Royal Baba's child. You do what is right. You don't do what others do, right?
I love what you just said. And now I'm thinking it's almost like we have a royal mind. Baba's creating a very divine or royal mind. There was one signal that talked about the mirror of the mind. And today it's saying sweetness, contentment, easiness. And I just want to share those three qualities were very apparent in Brij Mohan Baiji. He was very much those qualities, but this inculcation, and that my mind is simply becoming a mirror of what's going on inside, and it will come out in the words, just so it's more natural. Is that the case, or am I again just let me be very at the superficial, or is it much deeper? That inculcation. Am I sweet, content, and easy? And then would that just naturally be what's happening in my mind, the mouth of the mind and the mouth of this mouth as well? Is it deep again?
Like contentment, no, is visible in your eyes, on your face, with your anything you do. That quality of contentment is visible, right? So this is how our thoughts of inculcation of divine virtues will be visible on your face, in your words, and your actions.
So my last question to you, Didi, Diwali is coming.
Yes.
And I know you've already shared a thought, which I found really beautiful. This focus on creating omens of wisdom and abundance. Again, this inner stage. So at this point, connecting it, because it's going to happen in this month of this particular theme. Is there a connection between this theme and a focus for Diwali?
I think that both are connected, no?
Yeah.
Because Diwali and its theme, they're not separate, right? But how can, even we know that soul is immortal, and soul has in immortality, that lamp or the light is always ignited, right? It's not we say, but then Baba said you have to keep pouring the oil of knowledge or love so that your flame can continue to be very bright and more clear. So focus is, I thought that, when they worship during Diwali, then they put Ganesh and Mahalakshmi in the tray, and that's their worship. So I thought Ganesh is known for wisdom, and Mahalakshmi is known for uh, abundance, That's why I took two words.
Beautiful. So we are going to become all of this and illuminated through our mind. Well, yet again, thank you so much, Didi, for sharing. I really enjoyed. I'm glad I was able to come. I know everyone's missing Eric. I'm sure he'll be back soon, but thank you very much for sharing.
You didn't tell a few words about yourself, so everyone knows you.
Baba has me here based in Calgary, Canada. I don't know what else to share. There you go.
And you are very good in designing our
Yes,
flag.
I'm there. It's interesting. I do have something to share on that, Didi. Um, I I originally thought I would go to design school before coming to GAN. I thought I'd go to design school. I went for 1 year and I said, I don't want to do this. The pressure is too great. It's just too much. So I left design school. But years later, Baba decided that's what I am going to do. And so he literally trained me. I was with an organization and for free, I got all the training. I didn't have to pay anything. And I really felt Baba decided this. So I'm very happy.
But also, what she does is what you mentioned about moments.
Yeah.
So that's something you also do and teach others.
Baba keeps me on the move. Yes. Oh, I get totally to stop.
Mhm. It's called Dil Khush Toli.
Oh my goodness, I feel so fortunate. Everyone's heard about Dilkhush Tole.
Dadi Prakashmani always used to say, Dil Khush Toli. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
sweet.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Shanti Jari.